the prices in Illinois are still just absolutely wild.
Well, and it's not even just the pricing in Illinois, it's like the whole thing, right? Like even if the
Mhm.
prices between the states were the same, I would still shop whenever I'm in Michigan seeing family, because like going to a dispensary over there is like a fun experience. Where you're like
Yeah.
excited to see what they have. It's like here, like if I'm buying by the ounce and I go to it, like any of the dispensaries near me, there's going to be, I don't want to buy from any of the large producers, because who knows what the hell happens to their weed. Grow it in like 200,000 square foot facilities. And if you're looking for a craft option, there's going to be like 3 ounces to pick from. And you don't get to look at it. It's just, there's just no appeal to it.
Right. So yeah, that's a perfect segue. I literally was going to ask you, just because you've been on the show a few times, but just in case people didn't know like how you stand on Illinois cannabis policy, like I was going to ask you like how you felt about it, and I felt like that was a pretty good opening line before we segue to cannabis policy. Like, did you want to add anything? Like, how do you feel about Illinois cannabis policy? And I feel weird asking that because I know how
happening anymore,
right?
Like there's like nothing going on.
Well, to answer your question, that's a great question. We're just pitching it back and forth. The Illinois Cannabis Equity Illinois Coalition just posted a legislative update. They said lawmakers return in October, on October 14th to be exact. And they say they'll have a special legislative session called veto session. It's harder to pass a bill during veto session because of limited time, and it may require a supermajority vote. I believe it does require. They will vote on bills from the 14th to the 16th, and they say we do not expect cannabis, the Canna Equity agenda, to be voted on, but we're going to do what we can to get it passed. So that's the latest from Illinois Cannabis Equity's perspective. So that answers your question. Oh, also they added this slide. I thought you might like this one. They have not backed off. And good for them, right? They say there are many reasons. They say you may remember that back in May 2024, House Bill 2911 was not called for a vote in the House. There are many reasons it was not called, but Green Thumb Industries is primarily responsible as they spread misinformation about the bill. It's interesting. They brought that back up ahead of veto session, so good for them. That was widely reported, that they had kind of said that had, and that's an example of what I was talking about, where like if they hadn't shared that information, like I'm pretty sure that, who would know that that's the reason that the bill died. So
yeah, it's just like remarkable that like cannabis is like such an exciting industry. Like when a state does it right, like, you look up like a clip of like, they had this flower expo here in Chicago, I think like last week, maybe. And you look at a clip of it, it's just all the same brands you've seen for the last, all the same companies, all the same brands you've seen for the last like 5, 6, 7 years. It's just like such a snooze. And the idea that like the state I live in has a cannabis industry and has shops open, and like that's probably one of the last places I would want to visit in the state. It's just mind blowing. Like I don't think I ever thought that would be the reality of cannabis legalization in Illinois.
Right. Like if somebody
the medical market should have given me a hint that I wouldn't want anything to do with it, but
yeah. So you're saying if you were told that this was the case, you'd be like, dude, you like almost wouldn't believe yourself.
Well, I remember when the law, like when the draft of the law came out, and being like, what the fuck? Like, is this for real? Like with the license caps and all that stuff.
Yeah, and the removal of homegrown.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Insane.
Okay, so you're not a fan of the policy. Is it safe to say you believe it's a good start? Safe to say that you think it's a good start, but could be improved upon?
I don't even think it was a good start.
Fair. Okay.
Like, also, I hate like, because that's the whole thing. Like, people who wanted the CRTA to pass were like, "Oh, don't let perfect be the what's the phrase people say? Don't let
Perfect.
perfect."
Don't let perfect be the enemy of good.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, is this just good in relation to nothing? Like, what exactly made the CRTA good?
Well, the social equity, Phil.
Yeah, all right. Okay, yeah. The social equity, was it allowing people to grow cannabis at home? Was it
Right.
removing was it the fact that there's no possession limits anymore? You can't get felonies for possessing cannabis? No.
Well, this is a good segue to
Like
this.
I just like fail to see at all what the CRTA did other than like take cannabis legalization pressure off of the government. And so now they could like claim that they'd done it, but all they'd done was like just kind of taken this industry from people on the streets and given it to a bunch of like ex real estate lawyer types.
And I wouldn't even say a bunch. Like it's like a pretty small group.
It is a
Not
small
to
group.
critique your, because you put that very well put. That was the only thing. Yeah, because it's just like sometimes people say 21, but I feel like the group's smaller than that. Because when Grown In it initially reported in like the early years, 2020 or so, maybe it was 2022. Between then, they were saying like 6 people, had like 80% of the market. So I'm sure it's different than it was then, because as you've said, there are some of these craft growers that have come online. There are different people that have expanded. I'm sure the picture is different. It's been a few
I
years,
don't know though.
but
It's probably pretty similar
yeah, I
because
wouldn't
those
be
craft
surprised if it's
grows
not
their
wildly.
footprints like nothing.
Right.
Like even if they all wasn't it even if they all expanded to like the 14,000, like all the licenses possible expanded to their max canopy, not the 5,000, but like the 14,000, that would add up to like it was one license, right?
I don't even think. Well, yeah, maybe
Because it
one
was like
license.
it was like
Yeah.
literally if they expanded all that craft grow, 95% of the cultivation capacity would still be with the original 21 large scale licenses.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so I would think like it's still just like Cresco, GTI, Verano, like those are all the people that like sell 80-90% of the weed.
Hmm. Well, and then you've got those two cultivators that have the ability to grow outside. You know, so like I guess my point in
And
that is that you have that 210,000 square foot of canopy, but what remains unclear to me is that like I don't think that counts outdoor, and they've got like a pretty big outdoor
mhm,
section. Like that's even more canopy space. Um, it's probably flowering right about now, actually. Um,
probably taking it down.
getting to that time for sure.